Those are two amazing skill sets. Being able to reverse engineer things that you see as an inventor, but be able to pitch that idea to somebody else. Being able to sell and also build. So you learn those things very quickly. So we talked a little bit about the inventor piece. Let's talk about the pitching the idea in-house. I think this is interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I was hired by a company called Goji, Gogii, Goji, who were making a interactive text platform. And it was, you can almost think of it as like conversational design, and this is many, many years before that was a thing. The idea was if you're a business, people could text your business name to 60611, which kind of looks like Gogii, get it? And you'd get back a text site and it'd have basic business information, and you could converse with the thing and get information like business hours or basic support. And it didn't really go so well. So we started thinking about what else we could do, and I helped put together a pitch for TextPlus, which was, and I worked with one of the founders on this. This wasn't like my solo thing. It was a little mini app that would launch group conversations that you could then have in iMessage, which did not support group conversations at the time. It was pretty clever at the time, but didn't do enough. We ended up building on the back of it an entire text messaging platform. As far as I know, we were the first way you could have group text conversations on an iPhone at all. And we were also available on BlackBerry and Android. We were on the iPad. We were actually a launch partner on the iPad. So, quick story there. We were available on the iPad on day one, which means we had iPad development devices ahead of time. And I swear to God, a very lovely gentleman named Eric came down from Apple with a briefcase in his hand that was just like shackled to him. He just wouldn't let it go. And he brought it into the back room in our office where we had put a lock on the door, put a bracket and a chain on the desk and bolted it to the wall, and put like brackets on the desk so he could bolt the iPads to the desk. And they're in these big, thick cases, so you couldn't see the bezel or the home button, and nobody knew what an iPad looked like yet. And so we got to develop on iPads that way, and that's how that happened. Anyway, back to pitching the idea. We figured out that because the founders had a previous relationship with a lot of cellular carriers, because they'd made a company called Jamdat that was mobile gaming, really early mobile gaming. We had an opportunity to create a text messaging platform that the carriers would support. So TextPlus came out. It was, again, the first way you could have a group text conversation. We had persistent interest-related groups that you could join and leave, like communities or Reddits or whatever. We ended up moving into voice communication. And so there was any number of ways you could use the platform. And real quick, the coolest thing about it is you could be up and running texting within a few minutes. We would have given you a real phone number, which nobody else could do at the time because of our relationship with the carriers. You could send and receive numbers from it, group conversations from it. But because it was over IP, we called it TOIP, text over IP, you didn't need a carrier contract at all. So if you're a kid or not of means or had credit issues or whatever it is, you could be up and running, sending real text from a real phone number in a few minutes with no carrier contract. You could even be doing it from your iPod Touch with no cellular radio at all. It's just something that was possible through TextPlus.
Right.
So that was a really fun idea, and I worked mostly with our founder Austin Murray on that, who's a little bit of a genius.